Amway. Let's put our hands together and give a huge welcome and a big Sawadee-Cup to our friends from Thailand. Founders Diamond Direct Distributors, Narus and Samon Sri Mahakapong.
Drifting through the wind, wanting to start again. Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards?
Hello, Malaysia! Say yes, Malaysia!
There's still a chance for you, 'cause there's
Thank you.
You just gotta ignite the light and let...
So excited here, huh? Let me hear the noise of the Gen Y people, please. Louder! I came all the way from Bangkok just to hear you scream. So Malaysian people is as crazy as Thai people, huh? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, here I'll give you my wife first.
Hi, my name is Nush. Yeah. From Thailand.
Yes, we are
yes,
from Thailand.
we are
That's
from
right.
Thailand.
Yes.
สวัสดีค่ะ Then I will start first. I will brought you back, date back to my high school when I was study in high school. I study in the best high school in Thailand, and at that time, you know, I don't like to study because I'm not a good grade student. Then I skip the class, all the things, you know, and my parents always worried about me. Then that time, my parents sent me to the United States. But what I explored in the States is, wow, age of 16, everyone working. And age of 18, someone have their own company. Age of 20, someone have their own company in the listed company. But I look back in Thailand, age of 16, you know, they collecting the vegetable in Farmville, you know, right? You know Ragnarok? Yeah? Gen Y, you know Ragnarok, right? Dot A? Yeah.
So the dot A fans over there.
We always do that. But, you know, I'm not a good grade student, but one point for my life is I know one day I will be successful, but I don't know how. Then I get back to the Thailand and find everything that can make me successful, but nothing. Keep fighting. But after that, I study in the university, which is the best university in Bangkok, also in Thailand, and I study in the computer engineering. At that time, I also you know, I want to do the business. I fight. Okay, I opened the cloth business in Siam Square, which is the center. And I don't, you know, when we was young, we don't know how to market, right? And I asked money for my mom and my dad to decorate. Oh, decorate, very good, you know. Spend a lot of money, but we don't know how to market. At the end, fail with all the parents' money. Then I keep fighting, you know. After that, I graduated, and once I graduated, one thing that I think I don't want to work in Thailand because the currency exchange. Then my first job is in Singapore. The Hewlett Packard in Singapore. You know, when after graduate, all young people have, you know, have fire in the body, right? Want to work very hard, and that time work very hard and 40 hours a week, right? And then 40 weeks a year. But I don't want to work 40 years for the end of my life. And I see my boss in Singapore, they are so he's so professional in this area. And I see when his father got sick, he still have to work, cannot take care of his parents. Then I see, oh, I don't want this life. Then I think, what should I do? And the world moves so fast. This world moves so fast. If you stop thinking or stop changing yourself, it means you already moved backward, right? Yeah, and I find many things to find my own business. That's why, one thing I want to share with you. You can buy expensive watch, but you cannot buy time. You can buy a big house, but you cannot buy a family. You can buy a medicine, but you cannot buy a good health. That's why in the world, in the fast world, in the past, my when my parents still young, so exciting.
This is the longest English. Thank you for understanding her, and she's so good at that. Okay. If you can understand Thai, she won't stop talking. Okay, go ahead.
When the parents still young, they work very hard, right? Harder, and then they spend a little bit, then someone pass away, right? In this fasted world, like every day. So I want to change the paradigm. So I want to work in a short period, and then spending life. You think it's good? Yes. If you build it fast, you can spending more in your life. And I want to build only like 5 years or 10 years. Then another 40 years, all my spending. Okay? And then I keep fighting. Then I'm back to Thailand to be a flight attendant. Actually, I want to take any opportunity, I take it all. I try it first. If not good, then I throw it away. Because the opportunity is one thing you can moving forward, right? So I take it all. The things that I take this time is flight attendant. I work for 1 year. I earn a lot of money, but I pain here, shoulder until here. And I think that time when the boss pay a lot of money, that means that money have to take care of your health also, right? Then I quit 1 year, then I quit. And this time is the time that I decided to do my own business. So I partner with my friends to open the restaurant with serve with robot in Thailand. And I don't know how to write the marketing plan. Then someone brought me to the Amway meeting. Yeah. And that's why we are here. And that's why we met in Amway. Yeah.
Okay. So that's the introduction now.
Yeah. And thank you, Amway. That's a great package business ever. And thanks myself that taking this opportunity, because in these 7 years from now, when I sleep with smile.
She does, yeah.
Yeah, sleep with smile. Not like my friend, when they sleep like this. Sometimes have to put leg into this. Every day is like Christmas for me, and thank you that I take this opportunity. And I think this opportunity will give it to you as well. Okay? Amway. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Okay, the last. Amway is empowering me. Empowering me. Empowering. Yes, live as if you die today, but dream as if you will live forever. God bless. Thank you.
Oh! Is my wife lovely? That's why I marry her. Always like this since the beginning. She always have fun and she's a very funny lady. To me, she's not just a wife, she's also a mother. And also a sister. And also she's like a friend. And of course, today we have this great opportunity for both of us. We have to thank Amway Malaysia for thinking of us, and I didn't expect to come back here so soon because we know that Amway is so great. You know, to become a guest speaking in this kind of event, it takes a lot of thinking. After I got a call from Amway that they want us here again to meet with you guys, and a lot of people ask me, why Malaysia need us? Because a lot of great readers already here. Yes, of course, probably they want some exotic stuff, probably. So okay, that's great. And we've been thinking so much about what we can talk to you, what we can communicate to you. So we think and we pay attention about what we plan to talk to you today. So please listen. No matter we come here for the first time, but always remember that I've been thinking about this just to come here to give the message across to you. Thank you. So now, we have the time together. Let me ask you, how many of you here are here for the first time? Of course, some of you here are observing the business. Some of you here, a lot of you here are already in the business. But of course, some of you who are observing the business, you might think, what are these Amway people doing, right? Noisy, very loud, right? Let me see, okay? There are two groups of people, the Amway people. Amway people! You know, that sounds a little bit scary to new people sometimes. But let me see who are the observer. You are just new. Just raise your hand, it's fine. Let me see, just let me see. Because I'm going to be speaking directly to you. Okay, let me see you. We all here were at your status before, right? Because we were new. Nobody ever. Observers, may I call you observers? Let me see your hands again. Observers, observers. Because today, after you listen to all this, you're not going to be any more observers. Because you're going to be one of us. And you're going to be one of those they call Amway people. I am the Amway guy, of course. But before, let me tell you my first instinct when I heard of Amway. When we heard of Amway, of course, my generation, when we heard of Amway, you know what I think of? I thought of Tupperware. There's nothing, you know, between Amway and Tupperware, right? But I remember a lady coming to my family, tried to sell my mom something. That was when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So I think of Amway like that. So whoever on earth born in the 1982, I was born in 1982. We have good education. We have all the choices in the world. We have all the opportunity. And when Amway came to us, we never think about that, right? You think all of these people, the Amway people here, they were born just to do Amway? No way. We never heard of Amway, and one day we heard of it, and we thought we knew what it is. And later on, we discovered that we don't know anything at all about this business. So today, I want to share with you that. Try to understand what we all here trying to tell you. So thank you, Amway Malaysia and your upline to have this kind of event, and thanks for your upline to bring you here. Thank you very much. Okay, let me have my slide. Okay, here's my family. Let me tell you a little bit about Amway business reflecting my family. You look at me. Do I look like Thai? Do I? Do I look like Malaysian? Yeah, I could be Malaysian, right? So if you see me in the elevator, what do you think I'm from? Korean. Again, everybody thought Korean. Somebody say Vietnamese. Somebody say, no, then nobody ever guessed I'm Thai. But I tell you one thing, because you look at me, of course, I was raised in Thailand, but my family migrated from That's right. China. But I don't even speak Mandarin. I don't even know Mandarin. Let me tell you this. One thing I want to share with you here. The message I want to get across today is not just for Gen Y. We all are people. Of course, I represent a population of Gen Y. But here we have Gen X and also baby boomers. But remember, baby boomers, but Gen Y at heart, I know. But let me see your hands. Baby boomers. Remember, you were Gen Y like 40 years ago, remember? Right? So you understand what we understand. You feel what we feel, right? We also wanted the same thing. We always been wanting the same thing. And of course, the Gen X, you and I, Gen X and Gen Y, in fact, we were raised together. I tell you through this picture of my family. You can see my dad and my mom, and I have all together four brothers. I'm the youngest one. So in my family, only my mom is a female. I don't have any other sisters. And we've been raised like this. Do you believe that one truth is a universal truth? And I want you to think about this carefully. How many of you here date back to your family, date back to your grandparents? You were poor before. My family was very, very poor. Very, very dirt poor. Show me your hands. Any of you here that date back to your family roots, you were poor before. In fact, it's supposed to be every one of us. Because nobody was rich. Right? Right? Let me see your hands again that you also realize that before our generations, they were poor. Right? Again, accept that. Right? This is the first thing towards success, to accept where you come from. Because of your grandparents, right? Or your parents, they decided to make a better living. That's why here we are now. I was born with a house already. I was born with air conditioning. I was born with a car already. And that's what we are thankful for. Because you think about your grandparents. When they come to Malaysia, no matter they've been living in Malaysia since the beginning of time, or they moved from China, or they come from India, or they come from anywhere in Southeast Asia, they were poor, right? But how come we have a good living? You know, I've been watching Discovery Channel many years. I love Discovery Channel, National Geographic, and all kind of things. I see Malaysian advertising all the time. They must put a lot of money there. You see the Petronas building. You see all the success you have. You have the better quality of life. I tell you that you are even luckier than Thai people. Of course, Thai people, they are happy. You look at them, always smile. I don't know. No matter how poor, how rich, they smile, they're happy. But that's a great thing about the attitude of the Thai people. But you look at what your parents, your grandparents have built upon, and you don't take that for granted. I feel that life is so good because of them, my parents, and because of my grandparents. But my dad asked me one thing. Bobby, I want you to meet my dad one day, you know. He always asks, Bobby, you listen to this. If your dad asks you this, are you happy with the quality of life Mom and I have provided you? When your parents ask you this, what do you say? Okay, who dares? Who's going to say, no, I'm not happy? No, you're not going to say that. I say, of course, happy. But Dad asked me, but do you want more of this? Yes. That's the first fact. And he told me that, so if you want even better quality living of life, rather than what we have provided you, Bobby, it's your job to increase your own quality of living. That's what my dad told me. And then, that was like 14, 15. I still remember I was in the car sitting in the front, and my dad was driving a car in the little street, and he told me about all this. So the better quality of living is your choice. If you're not satisfied with what you are now, of course, there's nothing wrong with the parents. They've been giving you great things already. But there must be something, right, that you want more out of your life. Agree? No matter how rich or how poor, we all want to increase. That's what human is all about. We want better, right? We want to make better things. So it's your choice and it's your decision. So you think from this time on, next generation, your kids, your children, your grandchildren, they're going to have a better living just because of you or them. You or them. us, right? We are the one who going to make the better quality of living for our children. And also, think about this. You think your parents have been giving up a lot of things to raise you? You think so? Sometimes I see a lot of young kids always talking about dreams, talking about this and that, and they always choose what they want to do for a living, right? Young people always choose whether they like it or not. They do things not because of worth it, they do things just because it's fashionable or not. But that's not the right thing. You think about your parents. If they decided to do only what they want, will they be us like this? So your parents, my parents, they're giving up something in return for your better quality of living, to fulfill your dreams. So that's the first fact. Sometimes they're giving up their own dreams just to give you a new pair of jeans. Sometimes they give up their own dream car just to send you to college. And all these things sometimes, I never been, nobody told me this, but since I started in Amway business, it started to me to think like that. And I know that the power of change for your life is not just about you when you succeed in this business, but your parents, your loved ones, your brothers or your sister, anybody around you, they will be directly impacted by your success in this business. So beware about that. That's a good thing, all right? Okay. So after I've been living with my family, right? And my dad gave me so many things about life to think. So I decided, I never shared this outside the country yet, that I decided I want a good life. I want to succeed as soon as possible. So I set my goals. I must be retired by the age of 25. I set up this goal when I was 16. And when you set up your goals, life changes. Life doesn't change when you have the opportunity. Life doesn't change when you do something. Life changes when you make a decision to have a goal. That's why a lot of people have the Amway business in their hands, but they cannot change their life because they don't have the goals yet. Let me tell you something about goals. A lot of people in this world, not only in this country or my country, people seem to have a confusion about goals. Have you ever seen people saying this? Don't think too much about your future. You cannot count on that. Do the best today and forget about tomorrow. Tomorrow will be better by itself. I went to college, and of course, it doesn't make sense. How can you do the same thing and you expect better things tomorrow? How can that happen? Do you think that carefully? And people always say, do what you love, and then you're going to be good. You heard that? For example, if my son loved to pick up trash, and one day I asked him, hey boy, when you grow up, what you want to be? Daddy, I love picking up trash. I want to be the greatest trashman of the world. So I say to my boy, you are great, my son. You love picking trash. I will send you to school for trash. And you think they can make a living out of doing what they love alone? Doing what you love is a very important thing. And loving what you do is a very important thing, but that's not all. Rethink. You cannot use the same thinking back in 1960s to be living and expect a good life into 2010. That's 50 years already. So this is something I want to share with you. So I decided, okay, Dad, I want to work. I want to work, but in Thailand, it's illegal if you work when you are under the age of 18. It's illegal. Of course, if you work for 7-Eleven, you work for McDonald's, and you earn couple money, not that much at all. So funny, right? In Thailand, when you work for McDonald's, for part-time, it's about 30 baht per hour. Cheap, right? 30 baht is how much? It's about 3 ringgit. What about here in Malaysia? Same? Similar. 3 ringgits. And when you go to McDonald's to buy a Coca-Cola, you know how much it costs? 4 ringgit. So funny. Life's so funny. So I decided, okay, I have to change why I work. I want to put my own efforts. And that's when I learned about tools. So I asked Dad, just give me a ticket. All my other brothers, they went to, other countries, Australia, England, or US, to study during the summer vacation. That when the economy is good. But my time was back in 1997 when we have Asian economic crisis. My dad said, no, maybe wait for a couple of years. But later on, thanks to the mileage that my dad have, so he redeemed a ticket for me to United States and give me $11 a day to be living in the United States alone and to find what I wanted to do. So my dad was brave enough to send me to US when I was 16 alone. So that's when I started working on my own, and I never asked the money from my parents since 16 years old. Okay, there's nothing wrong about getting money from parents, right? As long as they have the money. There's nothing wrong, right? And we love free cash. But of course, how many times you want things? How many times you want to do things? And you have to ask for the consent of your parents. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, you want to do it anyway. In my family, my dad was an engineer. He's a highly educated man. And he worked in a high official government. He was a vice president of the Waterworks Authority of Thailand. And he's a nerd also. He studied very good. He's a very good physicist. And every time you want things, if you live in my family, my dad will always say, okay, give me the PowerPoint slide and show me the pro and the con, then I'm going to get it to you. That's my dad's ways of doing things. Okay, but I love it. I love it. I'm so grateful about what he's been doing to us, all the 4 children. And you know what happened? And I decided, okay, start working on my own. You can decide to do things that you just want to do without asking for people's permission, right? That is the first kind of freedom. That's the first touch to freedom. Then I know to be able to live on your own means, doing things by your own terms, that is a blessing. And we all need that nowadays. So after I've been working in the United States, I show you what I've been doing. Of course, I didn't work for Walmart. You look at my dress. That's a Malaysian or a Thai dress. That's a Thai one, right? So I was working at a Thai restaurant. Of course, nothing else I can do. I'm not even graduate from high school. So I will do whatever it takes just to earn the money because I know that I want to do the business. I want to own my own business. But if I wait until I go to college and after 4 years in college, how much you earn? Not much. That's not much at all, right? So I've been thinking about, oh my gosh, even my first car that I'm going to buy, when that's going to happen? With bachelor degree income, you won't be able to buy any car. You will use the subway or the elevated train. That's it. No more choices. And I don't want that limited choices. So I decided to work ahead. So 16, I started working. So from that time to now, it's already been it's about 12 years already that I've been working. So in that picture, I was earning good income from the restaurant. I earned $50. You think that's a lot? Around, one day I earned around $100. 100 US dollars. Back then was around 5,000 Thai baht. Or that's around, I think, 500 ringgit per day. So that's good income, 500 ringgit per day for a young kid. I never spend money. I don't eat much at all. So I keep all the money. I'm thinking about my dream business. I show you this. You have to understand this before you understand Amway. I was fighting, I was searching to do whatever it takes to make life a better life. So, construction, I also do $50 a day. And you look at this, it doesn't look like America, right? It looks like some part of Asia. But that's, I don't know, my friends. And during the snow time in Pennsylvania, pretty cold. And a lot of people in my neighborhood, they are senior citizens. They don't want to do their own shoveling. So they hired me $15 per house per day. I have 10 houses in the neighborhood. So that's $150 a day. So I keep all the money. And I never go to the bank because it's illegal. Don't tell the IRS. They don't know that yet. Then I keep all the money in the cookie jar because I cannot put it in the bank. And in the cookie jar, and then when I go back to Bangkok, I put that into my luggage and close my luggage, combination lock, and pray. Nobody can steal my money. Then all the way to Thailand, I put the money in the bank, and then the bank manager asked me, "Hi kid, how much money you earn?" I don't know. How come you get this much money? Where's your parents? Always like that. And I said, don't worry, this is my parents' money, please. Or whatever. Then I keep all the money to start my own business. And then our first business, we decided, also I was babysitting also. You see, I would do all kinds of things. just because of the mother's so cute. So I decided to raise her kid for her. And, and this is my wallet. I don't have the wallet. Because how can you put a lot of tips and cash and coins into a wallet and no bank account? So I put in a set like that and put in the cookie jar. So I keep all the money. So I earn around 4 million Thai baht. So that's around 400,000 ringgit by the age of 19. Okay. You cannot take that back, okay? Because by the age of 21, I lost all the money. Because I invested in a business and we want to do a business. So the first business we started with my brother, we go all the way down to Singapore to start a business. So international business concept starting first. Not in Thailand. We sell the hydroponics vegetables in Singapore, also some part of Malaysia. You know the company Simdabi? I heard of this company. I met the manager when I was 19. I met them in Singapore, by the way. They do all kind of things. I remember the company Simdabi, and they were one of our clients. And within 6 months, we went out of business. Easy, huh? You know, I read in the books, they say before you really succeed in the business, you need to fail at least 4 times. So I say, okay, good thing. The first is already done, 3 more. Then the 5th one would be lucky. So that is the thing when I learned. Young people, let me talk to you. How many of you ever think like this? If only you have a good dedication, you have hard working, and you have a good code ethic, and you have a good business model, and you have money, and that's going to be all. Do you ever think like that? I ever think like, if only I have a good business model, if only I have money to invest, if only I have the knowledge to do it, and the guts to do it, that would be successful. And that's when I learned. I have all that, but still fail. Because when you fail in the business, it's not just about what you know and what you can do. It's about what others can do to you also. Something that you cannot control. Then we learn some good fact about business. Sometimes it involves a little luck, a little combination of things to become a successful businessman. So after I learned my first lesson in life, I learned the second lesson in life. It's not that easy to succeed out there. So kids, you need to understand this, just like us. How many of you are still under 30? Under 30, please, all of us here, most of us here, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. It's not that easy, but it's not that hard also. But you need a lot of combination to make it happen. I like the word when Amway say, Amway make it possible, but you make it happen. It takes 20 years for some people to really understand this. It takes 50 years for people who understand this simple sentence. It might take somebody the whole lifetime not to even understand what it is. For you here today, try to understand it today. Because if you understand that sentence and we make it possible, you make it happen. That's going to change your life. That is the real deal. Then, after I came back to Thailand, I have a habit, back then of going back to United States because working more money, always go back to United States, just like topping up my phone, air minutes. Always go back to earn the money and come back to Asia. So I spend time like that. And, funny thing is, my dad, again, he saved my life. He said, Bobby, come here. Now you earn good income. But don't ever dare think that you are potential enough. The money you earn it doesn't mean about the level of your success. You earn it because you have a good tool, but it doesn't prove that you are a great man by the money you earn. So try to find out what you're gonna do with the money. So I thank my dad that, okay, he come to tell me right in time before I went over with my ego. So I decided to think about a lot of things. After I lost the money in the business, I started working as a employee for the first time in Thailand, and then start as my profession in college, which is finance. So I started most of my early life with business and financier. I was an investment banker for a big American company based in Connecticut. And they have a branch in Thailand. And I love this job. And that is also another lesson when I learned. I try my own business and I fail. I know I will keep trying, and I try my second business, which is an outsourcing business. I tell you one thing. This is something that we all wanted to do. We call a perfect Gen Y paradigm. Okay, you know what paradigm is? I know how to say in Bahasa, but I won't try. It's a paradigm, people always think like this no matter where they are. I give you an example. If you talk to a kid graduating from college this year, ask them what you're gonna do. Oh, the plan gonna be like this, okay? If your plan look like what I'm gonna be talking, say yes, okay? Starting your graduate from college and start working in the country for 2 years, and then try to get a master's degree abroad. Then come back to work for another 4 or 5 years, getting more friends, more connection, more money, and by the age of 30, investing in our own company, and starting your own company for 10 years. By the age of 40, putting your company into the public, and then start selling stock and become rich and retire and die. Anybody have that dream? That's not American dream. That's not Asian dream. That's a Gen Y dream, right? Give me your hands and tell me you are one of those people who think like that too. Why people have to start with a bachelor, then start working to get experience, then master degree, then come back to work again, then get the money, then start the business, then rich? But how come we don't see that many? Because it doesn't work that way. It's not that easy to do that. It takes a lot of things. So when you understand that, try to think a different path, and you will see what Amway is all about. So I will leave the picture like that, and I will start talking to you about something else that I want to share with you, which is the understanding for people like us, and of course, all kind of ages. When I was in investment banking, I have a chance to work with a lot of consultancy company. And one of my good friends told me a lot of story, and in our nature of work, we have seen a lot of downsizing. Let me share with you something. How many of you here still thinking that working as an employee is the solution to your life? Of course, it's a good thing to do. I tell you the truth. I love working in a company, in great company. Because why? So many good reasons. But there's one point that I feel. We do not have the whole life, right? Have you ever heard of the 40Q formula? I came across this test in Forbes magazine back in 2002. This test says it's the billionaire's test. If you can correct the answer, then you have more chance of becoming billionaire. You want to try this test? Try Google it. I think it's still somewhere on the net. But one of the first, it's not one of the first, it's in fact the first question. It say, do you believe in the law of 40 cube? 40 cube means 40 times 40 times 40. And they say, what the heck is that? What is that? What's 40 times 40 times 40? You start working 40 hours a week, 40 weeks in a year, for 40 years for the rest of your life. Do you believe that? A lot of people believe that. There's nothing wrong. There's a good thing about it. But I tell you one thing. To me, I said, no way. No way I want that. Because my dad showed me already. And he tried telling me, don't do what I do. He told me like this. My dad's so brave. He told me, don't do what I do. Because what I did was the best choice in the 1960s. But not the best choice in 2000. So, you have to reset, control, alternate, and reset. You know what I mean? Big reset and refresh. Try to think why you're doing what you're doing now. Let me ask the gentleman over here. What's your profession, sir? Your profession? Huh? Business owner. Why you are a business owner now? There must be a reason to explain this kind of phenomenon, right? Some of you here are financier, doctor. Some of you here are architect. I tell you my story. When I went to college, or when I was in high school, in Thailand, we had to choose whether you're going to belong to the science side or you want to be in the art side or the business side. And then people chose differently. You know, when I was in high school, grade 10, I had to choose what is my major in high school. Some people chose biology, some chose physics, some chose mathematics, some chose French. You know what I chose? I chose German. German language, Deutsch. You know why? Because during that time, I remember I read the newspaper. And there was a big German company, which is Siemens, came to Thailand and invest heavily in Thailand in building SkyTrain. And they say more than 10,000 German coming to Thailand. And probably they need German language people. So I decided with that single fact and spent 3 years studying German and learn how to speak German. And one day later, of course, now I forgot all my Deutsch. But when I started working in a bank, I have my colleague, his name is Chris. I've been talking with him for a long, long time. He's a good friend of mine. And I never knew. I thought he's American. But he was a German. And I said, Chris, how come you never speak German to me? You never told me you're German. He said, Bob, come on. Nobody in German speak German nowadays. I said, well, what do you mean? Of course, they speak German in Germany. But you know, German people, 99% speak English. So then I was wondering, so how come the school let me study German? When I study English, I can talk to both countries. So you see, one decision you make, that was when you were 16. But some people living their life because of the mistake you make when you were 16. But how do you know it's a mistake or it's a good mistake or it's a good thing to do? Don't forget, you are doing what you're doing now. You need to refresh because you cannot use the old thinking to judge the rest of your life. You spend 4 years in college doing something. For example, you are an engineer, and then somebody tried to tell you to do Amway. They say, okay, forget about Amway. I spent 4 years in college being a civil engineer. I cannot lose what I've been learning for 4 years. But what I would say to you, what about the next 40 years? You're going to lose 4 years or you're going to lose another 40 years? You think about that. Thank you. So you hear what I'm saying? How many of you here understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean, right? Is that reflect something in your heart? Is that reflect something you've been asking about? So that is a very important thing, and a very important approach. So next thing I want to share with you is about this, the downsizing that I was talking about. You remember, and I asked my friends, what do you do? The consultants, they say, in any company. Anybody know where's my note? Oh, you're here, okay. My friends, I asked them, how do you know? What do you do in the company? I tell you one good fact. This is from the view of consultancy. He say, in any company. How many of you here working for someone? Okay, try to think about this. In any company, in terms of all the staff and employees, there are two kinds of people. One, the people who are considered as assets to the company. Okay? Second, the people who are considered as the liability to the company. So I think to myself, yeah, hey, wait a minute, okay? So who I am, which group I belong to. So I think, when I was in the bank, I was the asset to the bank or the liability. A person like me, I have my own thinking, I have my own dreams. This kind of people is a liability to the company. They don't want me any longer, right? But of course, I know my time. I won't let them fire me. I will fire them out of my life. But to me, I see, okay, what about you guys? What about a lot of folks? Are they the asset to the company? Or are you the liability to the company? Because if you are the liability, the only thing when economic crisis strike, you're going to be out, right? So that's sad. Then I asked this guy, my friend. He say, okay, so what do you do? When the company want to downsize, there are two things to do. One, do it yourself. That means the company, they have fired their own people. Second, hire a change management company. To do what? Fire somebody for them. For example, if you are the boss, you want to fire 4 people. You, instead of going directly to say, hi, Andy, thank you for your hard work, and I know it's been 25 years already, but we have a reason to kick you out. I cannot be that person to say this kind of thing, and I cannot be that person who are told that kind of thing. I don't want to be both any one of that. That's why they hire. Best friend of mine work at Deloitte. That's what he do. He always come and sit with the employee. You know what they do? They come into the company, right, and sit with the person who's going to fire and try to make friends. Hi, how are you? Okay, the company is good. How's life? You have children? Oh, yeah. You know what? We have designed a package for you. What package? The retirement package. Wow! It's an early kind of retirement package. How early? Now. I said, come on, they really did this kind of thing to people out there. How anybody ever heard things like this? You heard that, right? Adults, you heard that, right? You tell other kids, it's true. 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 Oh, louder, true, please. To make a confirmation to let them see that only company, the only one company that I will work if there's no Amway opportunity. There's no such thing as Amway business opportunity. I will work for Amway. Only one company. But how many companies out there are like Amway? When you do this, you have to thankful for the Amway staff. I always thankful for them because they have to give up their own opportunity, right? Not doing Amway with us. They sit with us. They want to do Amway with us, I know. But they give up because they want to be on another side. The side who are helping and the other side who are being helped. I am the side of the people who are being supported by the Amway staff, and the staff are on the side to deliver and render the service and the help assistance. Please give a big gratitude to Amway company. So, Gen Y people, now you start to see life in the different directions. I just sponsor my new friend, my new leg, my new lines. This guy worked for Reuters, and he just been working there for 10 years already. He's my wife's friend. He already signed up and he already decided to do the business. And he's one of the top manager of Reuters Thailand. And he take care of a lot of Reuters company around the world. And he also doing the same thing. They call transformation. Sounds good, huh? Transformation department. So it's kind of layoff department, things like that. And he also coming to Kuala Lumpur. But he come here to give a speech to Reuters and HP. I come here to give speech to Amway. Different journey. But after finish Kuala Lumpur trip, we meet again in Thailand and start doing people, listing the names of the people and doing the basic things. A lot of people are now in the Amway business. I think you see that, right? A lot of people like you. So I want you to pay attention to this kind of thing and you will see some good thing about the Amway. For people who want to own businesses, I like to say it like this. You want to be rich. We want to be rich. We want to be well off. And we want to do whatever it takes, right? Right? But when people do business, they do differently. Let me tell you from my point of view. In the world of business, there are two kinds of business. One they call sprout business. You know sprout? Sprout. The little vegetables, sprout. Bean curd, you know that one? We call sprout business. And another one is called evergreen business. When people try to do business, most other people do something like sprout business, like selling cell phone, having internet cafe, coffee shop, flower stores like that. To me, that's not a business. That's what just keep you busy. Can you imagine you open a coffee shop and you're going to last for another 400 years? Why doing that anyway in the first place? You must looking for something that's sustainable, something that's tangible and also intangible in a sense. And you will see something in the Amway business. Amway is a business model. Let me tell you some good facts about Amway. Listen to this. Some of you might not even know that Amway is so good. When I see Amway, people see in different ways. When I start seeing Amway seriously before I join, of course, I look at financial statements. I try to find from a website. It's called hoover.com. Try to find what Amway is all about. That's in terms of finance people. But when people start Amway business, they think of Amway, they ask neighbors. I don't know, when you want to get married with a girl, you ask your neighbor? No, you don't. But when you start a business, you ask your neighbor. And they don't know. No offense, but they just don't know, honestly. And of course, they just talk. People just talk. Try to make a good information out of Amway before you decided to do or not to do. Right? I tell you the facts. Gen Y, are you still alive here? Okay, like that. Okay, I just want to make sure you're still with me. Let me ask you, when you think about a .com company, what is the largest retail website on the planet? You come up with so many things. The answer is Amazon.com, right? You have Amazon in KL? Yes, everybody has Amazon.com. Let me tell you another point of view. When you think about golf, the best professional golf player who comes into your mind first? Tiger Woods. There was also David Love, Nicholas, also many people. Why Tiger Woods? Because he stands out. He performs and he drives results, right? So when you think about petroleum in Malaysia, you think of Petronas, right? Right? Am I correct? So when you think about health and beauty, what do you think of? The best in the world? You know it, come on. What about people who don't know it? You know, health and beauty is one of the largest industry, only the third from cars, computers, and wellness. The largest industry in the whole world, the number one is cars. Number two is computers or personal computers. And number three is wellness. Wellness stands for both health and beauty. Cars is dominated by Toyota, right? And also one day Proton. I wish I could have one Proton too. Okay. And personal computers are dominated by two people, Microsoft and Apple, right? And you see, these two things have many competition. Toyota, have Honda, have Ferrari, all kind of competition, right? For personal computers, also not only Microsoft and not only Apple, right? And when it comes to this third largest industry, which is health and beauty, and number one names that shows up in every press is Amway company. You feel that? So, you and I are the distributors of the largest company in the third largest industry in the world. How's about that? That's a good thing. That's what your neighbor doesn't know, right? But anyway, I try to show you this just to make sure you can understand that you must be proud of Amway. So now, if people call, you are the Amway guy, how do you feel? How do you respond? Yes, I am the Amway guy. I am the Amway guy. I have seen a culture of distributors in many markets. Most of the market who are old markets. People try not to tell other people that it's Amway. Oh, it's not Amway. Trail them with pride, with information, with facts. And you will drive the right people into the business. So from now on, let Malaysians be proud of what you do. Don't try not to tell anybody that you're not Amway people. You tell them right in the heart of it that you are Amway and tell them exactly what Amway is. And let's see who wins. All right. So, I still have some other sense to share with you. You see, I've been thinking, right? I've been thinking what to communicate to you. Let me share about the trends. This thing, I remember, it come from a report when I was in the bank. And this report, how many of you work in the bank? When you work in the private equity or in the another side of bank, where you get to see a lot of capitalists, a lot of people have a lot of money. And they want to invest. For example, you have 10 billion ringgit. You think that's a lot of money? And you don't know what to do with the 10 billion ringgit cash. What you gonna do? You're gonna talk to some expert. Hey, let you guys tell me. You went to college better than me. Tell me, what can I do with 10 billion ringgit? Those people are the people like me when I was in the bank. And we have a report, and this report costs almost $3 million US. And I want to share that with you today. You want to hear that? Okay, you want to hear that? Okay, each of you give me 10 ringgit, I tell you. I give you this. It's the same thing that I gave to my downlines, and always in my mind. They say that for people who have a lot of money, for example, if you have 10 billion at least, these 4 things are the things that you should put your money in. You will see how rich people think. You will see how experts think. You will see how logical people think. Not just like your neighbors. Today we talk about your neighbors. Don't tell them that, okay? But I just try to tell you, try to be logical. And you will understand Amway is so simple. The first of the 4 mega trends that I'm going to share with you, the number 1 trend in the world now that they decided, all the experts in the world decided you should put your money in, is alternative energy. Sounds good, huh? But what is that anyway? A lot of people still don't make sense what it is. But alternative energy is a good thing. I think you know that, right? But that's a big business. The second thing is the wellness. You know, they've been talking about this for over 8 years now. Wellness is the second thing where you have to put your money in. For people who have the money, of course. And the third thing is called private banking. A lot of people, they believe, they have a reason to believe, that in the future, there will be a lot more rich people. And these riches come from the people under the age of 30, which is all of you here. They even predicted that in North America alone, there will be 10 more new millionaires. And most of them come from network marketing. And the biggest name in this business is Amway. That's the trend. That's the trend. So second was the wellness. The third was the private banking. A lot of people will have more money and they're going to hire personal banker to do the job. So people who do the business with the bank or become a bank, they make a lot of good money. You will see a lot of wealth management companies starting now in Malaysia and in many countries. Especially in Asia, we are the largest, fastest growing region in the planet. And the last thing, which is very important, the last thing is the hunt for entrepreneurship. You know, this is the mega trends. People around the world are now starving to own the business. They want the business. And what Amway Global, or the whole world of Amway, decided to do, I want to share with you one seriously important thing. When you think about business, before 50 years ago, you think about anything. For the past 50 years, when you think about business, you have another choice. You call franchise, right? When you think of business, how many of you considering franchise? Yes, a lot of us. When you think of business, before no franchise option. And nowadays, what Amway planned to do, just like what Bill Gates decided to do, to put every desktop on every table in every room, his vision 30 years ago. And now he did it. What Amway's vision is going to do, and it's going to affect us directly. The vision of the Amway company is to give the people the first choice of doing the business when they decided to do a business, rather than thinking of franchise. They think about, not network marketing, but they think about Amway first. You feel that? So my vision into this business for the next 20 years, by the time, of course, I'm going to be 40 years old. I don't know, 20 years from now, I'm going to be 50. Then I'm going to look back. And a lot of people, when they start thinking about business, these people might not even born yet. When they start thinking about business in college, they think about Amway. So, in the future, it's not the time when people think about Amway good or bad. They know it's good. They think about who they're going to do with, who they're going to do the business with. And how you do Amway business from now on will determine how successful you will become in the future. So this is something big. I am here for a reason. I'm in Amway with a purpose. I'm not just here in Amway just because I love Amway products. I love watermelon. Doesn't mean I have to go out and sell watermelon, right? I love Nutrilite. Doesn't mean I have to sell Nutrilite. You love Amway products, and that's not good enough. If you understand the value of this business, how you can share this business, and you can impact people on the personal level, on the professional level, that fulfills something. I'm not sure that what I'm talking here is too much, but we won't see each other that often. And we have a chance to meet, and I think that's what I want to communicate with you. The other thing I want to share with you guys is life lessons that I think worth very much to be discussed about. When I started this business, I was 21 years old. How many of you here are under 21? Wow. So, my gosh. Some of you look like 30 anyway. Do I look young? Do you think how old I am? Yeah, I told you when I was born, right? I'm 29 now. So don't call me kid again, okay? I'm adult now. But when I was young, you know what? In Thailand, you know, my country, right? We live so near. Thailand, Korea, and Japan, I think, similar in something. They have a very high cultural aspect for respecting older people. You see in Korean series, in Japanese series or Thai series, even in Thailand, you know, when you walk past an older people, you cannot walk past like this. You have to do like this. That's a good thing. I love it, in a sense. But when you're doing Amway business, when I started when I was 21, nobody listened. I tried to talk to older people. They don't listen. Not even understand. They don't listen. Because they think, kid, come on. You know, there's one guy, one older, like baby boomers, super baby boomers. And this uncle say, Bobby, you are really, really seriously, huh, in Amway? Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're hot, I know. I've been there before. When you always go to Amway meeting, people always come out hot like you, but never last. Have you ever been told by some people like that? They underestimated you. They say, come on, kid, come on, you are too young to learn. Just do it, and then you learn how to fail. How dare they say like that? And then they have this kind of thinking. Malaysia is so lucky, you don't have that kind of culture. You have respect, of course, but not much like Thailand. So I have to wear beard. I start not shaving. And then ask my dad, Dad, can you give me your version of necktie? So I dressed like a dad. Yeah? And the shoes, not like this. I got my dad's version kind of shoes. Like a Elvis kind of thing, you know. And then I dressed pretty old. And I tried to sponsor older people. And finally I succeeded. They thought I'm 29. And some listened to me. So early in the business, I cannot even talk to my friends. Because why? I understand you. Nobody understands you. I do. When you are young and you talk to the young friends, what they're talking about. You know, in Thailand, I think also the same every country, for guys. Even for older generation, you remember? When you were young, there are only 3 things guys talk about. We call 3G. Paul Yi, you remember that? Right? Because you are guys, I am a guy. Right? And I don't know any other people name, but let me talk to you. All the guys, remember when you were in school, you talk about only 3G. Girls, game, gambling. That's the 3 things kids talk about, right, when you were young. No matter what kind of generation. Okay, let me talk to you, but I don't know how to call you. But no, pardon me, but anyway, sir. Is this the same thing when you were in college? Is this the same thing, right? 3G. Even in my age, they still talk about 3G. So when you try to sponsor the people who always talk about 3G, you cannot bring the 3G or the 4G in anymore. They don't listen. They don't even care about what you're talking. I tell you, you have to stand out. You have to be strong. One day somebody will listen. And trust me, there's somebody like you, that means there's a lot of people like you too. There's a people like me, that means there's people like you. You are not the first. I am not the first. There must be somebody, but you need that belief. You know, I want to share something about belief. People do things not because of how good you show them or present them. People decided to do things because of their own feeling, their own emotions, their own reason. But they decided to listen to you. You must show them belief. People with belief are the people who can accomplish anything. People with skills, you know how to do things, but you might not accomplish. To be able to accomplish, you need to believe, because belief leads other people to believe. In Amway, for young people, what I see, you have so many ways to show people how Amway good it is. But you don't show them belief. Belief is something that you can count on. Believe that this business works, no matter they work or they don't work, but Amway works. That is a key element in building a successful business. So, all of you here who are new, I'm sure now that you are no longer an observer. You got all the facts. Nobody have to tell you how good Amway is, and I won't tell you anymore how good Amway is, but you will have to find out that for yourself. All right? All right. Okay, let me continue. Okay, thank you. Louder, please. Louder. I seem to lose it again. Why is she keep going out? Oh, okay, here. All right. The other thing I want to share with you is a book I read from John C. Maxwell when I was 20 something. This book is so good. This book is called A Journey to Significance. I never know what it means, by the way, back then. I encourage you, if you want to succeed, you must read. A lot of people who say no to Amway, I ask them, how many books you read in your life? And they say 2. What's that? One Piece. What's the other one? One Piece 2. Do you love One Piece? I love it too. Yeah. So, some people say in my group, my downline say, the reason why I do Amway is because I want to make my world a one-piece world. Yeah, I like that. Any of you here don't understand One Piece, don't worry. Don't worry. It's a kid thing, kid kind of thing. I share with you with John C. Maxwell. What he said is so true and so nice, and it's made me out of my league, make me out of my box. He says that there are 3 kinds or 3 levels of success. 3 levels of success. The first level is called the survival level of success. The survival level of success is a success level that people only do something just to make a living. And some of the people out there, or even here in the room, have you ever wondered somebody who make like, how I would say, 1,000 ringgit? No, 100 ringgit. Or 200 ringgit, and they say it's enough. Have you ever seen people like that? Oh, okay, come on, I already earn 300 ringgit a month. I don't need Amway, you see that? And I also seen some people who do Amway, no matter how much money they already earn, they still do the business. Because the only thing that stands between the people who already have enough, but decided to do something more, and the people who stand between, they don't do nothing, even they don't have anything. It's because of the level of success is different. Some people, the level of success is only to survive. That's why you try to tell them about successful story, they never understand. First, you have to increase. You are here as a human to survive. Or the second level of success, which is called a successful level of success. A lot of people here in Amway, I'm pretty sure, 100% of us here, not in the survival level. We already survive. In country like Malaysia, you already survive. Even better survival than other countries. But you're in Amway business because you want more out of life. You want a successful level of success, right? Am I right? But I encourage you. Because for me, I always think, in order to attain success, I can get those success anywhere, not only in Amway business, right? Because a lot of you here already have your successes before you join Amway. These 5 guys, the one who electro dancing, they're also a success, right? But let me share with you, some success lasts, some success doesn't. For example, no offense to the dancing people, okay? Just give an example. If you dance real good, will it change life? Will it? It does change life. It's good to be fun, but I'm not sure that how many people make a career out of dancing. You know what I mean, right? So success, in a sense, means something you love to do. But the third thing I want to share is the third level of success, which is called a significant level of success. I never know what it is. So when you achieve survival level, you want to achieve successful level. Then you want to go further to a significant. But significant is only be found when you have a success. But what I discovered in Amway, once you step in, you will get all three levels of success immediately in this business, not in other business. You never see that elsewhere. And then, for example, these people who dance very well, I was very happy with them. I even want to join them dancing. One day, if they understand Amway, for example, they build Amway business and they can dance for significance. You can draw for significance. You can do all your hobby for significance. If you write a book, you do it with your significance. But in order to survive, you already survive. But in order to succeed, you succeed. But in order to be able to do something significant in your life, you need a business or a tool like Amway business. Because this business gives you not only the income stream that keep coming, but this business will give you the ability to do what you love. You know what I love the most in my life? Many things. But you look at me, you may have a stereotype of me. But what I want to do in my life, I tell you seriously, the reason why I do Amway. You want to see that? I love cats. Yeah, you heard it right. I love cats. Meow. The cat. I love cat. I don't know, every time I feel so close and bonding with cats. This is my childhood feeling. Why a guy like me, 29 years old, still talking about cats? Because when you were young, you can be anything. But when you grow up, somebody tells you to be something, and you cannot be your true self. Amway business enables you to do what you love. And I want to stay young forever. I might be the oldest 21, the oldest 22, the oldest 23, the oldest 24 in Thailand back then. But now I am the youngest 29. And I will be the youngest 40. That's the reason why I do Amway. I want to be able to spend my time raising cats from small to grow up into adult cat and see this cat make another kids and raise another kids of the cats and kids cats. That's my love, my hobby. Second thing, I want to do the gardening. You know the gardening thing, to grow flowers and vegetables and things like this. I love to see things grow. I love it so much. I think it's a good thing. For example, these are two things. The third thing, I love playing piano. In fact, I cannot even play piano now. But you will see me one day. I will play good piano. Let me become crown ambassador first, then I'll show you that. So, I love piano. And my dad inspired me about violin. I love violin. You know, I remember last time I was in KL, there was a lady in the gala dinner doing the violin. Oh my God, she broke my heart away. Oh, she's so beautiful. No, just kidding. I mean, the violin is so good. I love it. And every time I see this kind of thing, it inspires me to work hard. You know, every time I see cats, I see flowers, I see dogs. Oh, no, dogs are piano and violins, for example. It's inspired me already. Because that's the thing I love and I want to do it for the rest of my life. And the reason why I do Amway, because a lot of people, they love cats and they decided to do cat business. And then one day the cat business gave them headache. And they quit the cat business. Some people love piano and they start making a living by playing piano, and there's nothing wrong. But I just don't want to make a living from piano, because piano is not the living. I want to live the piano, you know what I mean? I don't want to make a living out of piano. I want to live it. Do you feel what I feel? You know what I'm talking about? If you feel that, bring this spirit out, and you will know the reason you do this business, because this business is taking only a few. It doesn't take many people to do the business with you. It's automatically in the plan. I have 40,000 downlines in Thailand. I started Amway for 7 years. But it started from my 10 people who decided to do Amway business seriously with me. From 10 people to 40,000. Another 3,000 in the Philippines, and another 2,000 in the United States. And it's only the beginning of business. And the joy of building business, not only a business anymore. Because once you succeed in Amway business, you will dare not call Amway a business. It's a lifestyle. There's nothing we can call a business. What I'm doing here, you think is my job? If it's my job, I'm not going to be so excited like this. But it's because I do it. Because what? Because not my living, it's what I live in. If you see this business this clear, and I want to communicate this feeling also, you will find something in Amway that can enable you to do what you've been waiting for. And you don't have to wait for the rest of your life. At last, okay, but not least, I'd like to share with you my goal, a little bit of my goal. I started this business and now it's 27 years. Oh no, 7 years, and I'm now 29, right? What I've been looking forward in this business, I have seen a lot of success in Malaysia and also in Thailand and other parts of the world. And I feel inspired by your leaders, the Malaysian leaders. Do you know that Malaysian leadership is also now known as Thai leadership and Chinese leadership because of the Malaysians started this business. You know, one of the leaders, I have a good opportunity in Thailand. One of the leaders in Thailand called me, and one of your crown ambassador visited Thailand. And he came to Thailand and he also wanted to talk to me. And I also wanted to talk to him. He's Stephen Lim. And he shared with me one good thing, and I love that. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. A lot of good guy in Amway. He told me one thing, that the person that Amway has to thank for what Amway is now is a couple named Dr. Jerry and Angelica Del Ziva, which I'm sure also you upline. And also, my upline also. But I never know them at all. You are so lucky you live close to him. How many of you have ever seen Dr. Jerry? Only a few. But he's a living legend, and he also the one who inspired Thailand, but I didn't know that until Mr. Stephen Lim told me. And I see a lot of things. The miracles in Thailand date back to Malaysia. And also not only in Thailand, you have built great business. Your leaders, your upline, you listen to them. They build great business in Taiwan because of Malaysia. They build great business in China because of Malaysia. Indonesia, Philippines because of Malaysia. So you have all the resources. You have the greatest team. And I wonder, how come Amway headquarters of Southeast Asia must be in Kuala Lumpur? Why not Bangkok? I don't know. I say, why? Why Kuala Lumpur? But you have the management here. You have all the resources. You must grow much better than we do. And I believe together, Southeast Asian will perhaps beat China. Just kidding, we don't have to beat China. But we will be one of the greatest in the world of Amway. All right? My goals. After seeing a lot of business development in many countries, my first goal in Amway is to become Crown Ambassador. I truly believe that life started after you become Crown Ambassador. Trust me, I'm serious. Because if you started young like this, you would take 10 years to become Crown Ambassador. Somebody say, whoa, 10 years? Come on, that's quick already. To have a life like Crown Ambassador in 10 years, right? You can do 5, it doesn't matter, but I tell you already, roughly 10 years. So you are 30 years old. Then you're 30 years old, or 35, and then you're a Crown Ambassador, and you think that's it for your life? No! You must do something else, right? 35, you can do a lot of things. Trust me, when you're tired, not retired, I mean tired, you sleep one day, then you come back refreshed. And you still want to do things again. That's my nature. So I know even I'm Crown Ambassador, I will still do Amway business. But the first step in this business for young people, I like you to aim together with me and set a new standard for the Amway world. Because the next 50 years of Amway business is on us. We will set a new standard that young people who started in early 20s, the first goal is to become Crown Ambassador and prove to the rest of the world that we can. How about that? With this mentality, You build 2 legs per year. 10 years, you got 20 legs. That's easy though, right? Then after you become crown ambassador, then that's time to impact other people. The good thing about every business is you have a chance to influence other lives, unlike any other thing. In order to have an opportunity like this, for me, a guy from Thailand, how could I have an opportunity like this if it's not for Amway? What my dad taught me cannot be influenced others, cannot be shared with others if it's not what Amway business is all about. And that is a significant part I'm talking about. And that is something I'm sure all of you, if you don't understand it, but you will fall in love with this. Try to find this in Amway business. So, if you are emerald in this business, you only build three business lines. You find 3 people, you improve the life of 3 other people. Just easy as that. Then you become emerald. That's what we call in Amway. You know, in order to become emerald, and when you become emerald, your quality of life will be better than more than 6 billion people in the world. In the world, got 7 billion. You do Amway business, your life become better than 6 billion other people compared to the people in the countries that doesn't have Amway. The other day, some people call me, do we have Amway business in Liberia? I asked them, where is that? What about Libya, Tripoli? If they have Amway, nobody fight, trust me. They're going to talk about business opportunities. They talk about dreams. In countries that there's no Amway, sometimes that's sad, but we live in the country, and you live in the mother country of Amway. You should feel that. I recommend you watch a movie. It's called The Pianist. And you will understand that how much freedom you already have, that your country had fight for, my country had fight for. We were born in this area, in this region of the world. We were born in this time of the world. We don't have to fight, right? So that's so easy. You have to, I don't know, feel it. Don't waste it, right? Okay? So tomorrow is going to be different, okay? For whatever you have been doing every business, but if you watch this movie, you will make sure that life finishes very fast and you do something more meaningful because you have the right to do. People back then, they don't have the right. Now you have. And if you become diamond, you will be having a life better than 7 billion people. How many people fly business class regularly? Amway design a lifestyle for you. You see exactly what you do and what you get. Lastly, I want to show you one video. This video my downline made less than a month ago. We just came back from a trip from Alaska. Of course, you in this country, many success stories already. I won't share about my life that much, but I'll share with you this picture. Oh, before the video, let me show you my slide. I forgot my slide already. Okay, let me show you a little slide. Okay. Beautiful. So that is my wife. And we got married in 2007, and now 5 years. We have no kids, but we are married. This is the car that I started. I bought my car, this car. I tell you one another thing for Gen Y people. Amway going to give you a lot of money. Spend wisely. When I have the money, my dad told me which car I want. I said, okay, I have my own money now. I work in the US. I got my own money. I want to buy a car. So I'm looking for a BMW. My dad told me, the car you're going to buy is the first car. Is this a car to make a living or the car to chill out? If you are in the life chilling out stage, you buy BMW. But you are building your life, never spend the money with something unnecessary. So I listened to my dad, and I bought this car. A third-hand lousy car. This is a car. I never spent that much because we kept the money for something else. And we built this business with this car when I was 21. And then when we are Platinum Sapphire, we bought a new car, which is a Toyota Vios. You say, oh, come on, Vios. Not that exciting. Of course not exciting. It's a car to build a business. You can put atmosphere and e-spring, and that's it. And 2 more seats in the back for taking down lines to the center. Then when we are Emerald, and my brother also do their business with me, he got his Mercedes-Benz. I got my Camry. We bought the same day. And you see what we're holding in our hands. Amway business kit. I don't know how a car fit in that box. But not only that. In terms of material, if you like material, I know Gen Y love materials, and all kind of people love materials. Materials, nothing wrong with materials. Material give us pleasure. And then, when I was in the US, I remember the Prius came out in 1999, 1997, like that. And I want a Prius, but I don't have the money. Then I started the business in US. When I stepped down in US, I just saved my life. I wanted a Prius, and I would get the Prius. When you save money and you work hard and you spice wisely, you spend wisely, you will be able to get whatever thing you want. Trust me, it will be better. It is our car in California. It is our new car. We're going to get that next month. It's not the best car, though. But this car, I know it's called, you have this model in Malaysia? It's called E-Coupe E250. Send directly from Germany. We're going to get that by the 3rd week of next month. And it's going to be our last car to build a business. Because from now on, after this car, it's going to be supercars. This is a car because in the back, I already checked, we can put atmosphere and e-spring, fine. So we're going to build big business. To me, I share with you, now in Thailand, we are new qualifying EDC last fiscal year. I share with you this. It's not about being diamond or EDC. But to me, I want to share with you that I think about my dreams that, okay, I wanted to become Crown Ambassador. It's only 3 more pins away. Double diamond, triple diamond, then Crown Ambassador. It's not that far though. But you need that kind of thinking. It's easy to build a business. It's not that hard. Keep on doing, you will find it. Right? Then life change. This is the groups. The first guy in the black, he was a diamond this last fiscal year. And these are the people in our group. This picture taken like almost 3 years ago. They are platinums and above. They are like you. 21, 22, 19. Every time we have the meeting, you know, during final exam, after the meeting, then we have a tutoring class for my downlines. Physics, chemistry, numerical analysis. Seriously, you know, in my center, a lot of kids, right? And when they have final exam, they also come to center meeting. To make sure they come to center meeting, I have to have a policy. Everybody come to the meeting, we will have free tutoring for your school. So, they say, okay, tomorrow exam, but fine, one good guy gonna tutor for you. So they come listen to Amway, and after meeting, they lecture for physics. After they learn about LOC, then they learn about chemistry. We have to do like that because we have to adapt. And now we have almost 100 platinums and above in our group. That's not excited because there's a lot of platinum around the world. Many groups have many more platinums. But these people, there are only 6 people in my group that are older than me. One of them is my wife. The rest are younger than me. That means those people, the platinum and above, are younger than me. And they have the same thing, the reason they do the business for. Have I told you that I love airplanes? I love airplanes. The other thing I talk about cats, gardening, piano, violin, and the 5th thing is plane. I love airplane. So good thing. I have been in a club of so many flying lovers, but I'm so lucky I chose the right path to express my love to airplane. How many of you love airplanes? A lot of guys like that, I know. You love airplanes, right? You know what? When people love airplanes, they have many action towards their passion. Some will say, okay, I love airplane, so I want to become a pilot. Second person say, I love airplane. I want to be able to fix the airplane, so become the airplane mechanic or engineer. Some people love to design airplanes. They also become an airplane designer. So lucky I chose the right thing. I don't want to be any of them because I love airplanes. I want to fly on the airplanes. So I don't have to go to college for airplanes. But I come to Amway business because in Amway business, do you know the Amway business, at one point when you succeed in this business, you can afford a private jet. Do you know that? Some of you, wow, no, over-exaggeration, too much. No, it's true. You will see a lot of them. I'd like to share one thing. A lot of people listen to your country manager, Mr. Hangi, during the Kuala Lumpur National Convention last couple months. Let me quote what he said. This is a very good thing. I'm not sure that how many of you remember what he said, but I remember very well. A lot of people thought, in order to do something, you must have the passion first. And then action will come. When action comes with passion, then you have results. That was normal, people always think, right? You have a passion. You do Amway, people say, oh, this is not my thing. How many of you think like this? Amway is good, but it's not my thing. Because you don't have passion for. Because you think that passion comes first, then action comes, then result comes. But if you think another way, like what Hanky shared 2 months ago, he said this, sometimes passion comes last. You start with action first. When you act enough, you see results. And when you see results, your passion comes. There's another way around, right? So let me repeat that to you guys, young people. You may think that you don't have a passion for this business. I never have a passion for this business too. I only know what I want out of my life. I know my purpose. I know every step of my life, what I want. And I know life is limited, life is short. And I know anything is possible. These 3 words, get it out of your mind. This is not my thing. Can I? Oh, hard. These 3 things, that's not the dictionary of successful people, no matter what kind of profession you are. I'm sure that nobody ever asks, is it hard to do things? We should ask, worth it or not to do things. Can I? You should say how to. This is not my thing. You say, is it worth it? Then it's your thing, right? What about doing something that is your type, for example? People say, okay, Amway is not my thing. I ask them, okay, what about 9 to 5? Is it your thing? Not either. So why you do it anyway? Right? That's nothing about your thing. I can be anything. If you want to be hip-hop and succeed, then I'm hip-hop. If you want me to rapper, then I rap, then I can become successful, then I rap. If you want me to be carpenter and the carpenter becomes successful, then I become carpenter. We must be anything. And after we be anything, we can do anything. Right? Have that in mind. Okay. Last slide, I want to share you with this. Many things in life, you have to try so much to achieve. And once you achieve certain thing, you find out later, that's not all. Then you work hard another time to find another kind of success, to fulfill that gap. Then you know again one day that that's not enough. I show you this. This is the Amway perfect star. In this business or in life, the foundation of life, you must have time, freedom, and lifestyle, right? You must have your own control. And another side is financial. Financially wise, of course, we need financials to sustain anything. They say money is source of all evil. But money is also the source of doing good things. Money can do anything, it depends on the people. So 2 things, financial and time freedom. Most of the things that people do out there, they serve you with financial freedom. But sometimes not very free. What about wellness? What about peace of mind? And what about friends? You know, friends, to me, I never care much about friends because I don't have many friends anyway. I'm not the kind of person who hang out that much. But I have to share you this again. You have time, right? I'm not running out of time, right? I still have time. There's a movie called Benjamin Button. Have you heard of The Curiosity of Benjamin Button? Brad Pitt. Remember? How many of you watched it? Show your hands. The rest, go watch it tonight after The Pianist. Movie changes life. I learned a lot of good things in life without having to experience it directly because of movies. But how you watch movies differently. In this movie, you know, this guy was born old and grow young. Right? He born very old and he grow young and he die. Another way around. So when he was born, right? He was old. So he was put in a group of older people. So he was a kid with the oldie face. But listening to the people at the old age said, and you know, I strike one sentence very much. The older people, like 70 retired people, saying one thing that the most thing that the older people talk about when they are old, you know what they talk about? They talk about how regret that they didn't do things or they did things. That changed me. So I listened to that say, okay, so I will plan to myself, I talk to myself that I will do whatever things that I would never regret. And then one of the regrets that they talk about is the lack of friends when you are old. I don't know. I'm too young to think about that. I'm too young to think about that. But you can think about that so you can live a good life. In Amway is the only place that you can guarantee that you're not going to grow old alone. You're going to have a lot of folks go old together. If your kid's not with you, they're having their own life. You still have your downline as old as you. Hanging out together. I can imagine 50 years from now, but they're going to be talking with friends from Malaysia, from Thailand, from any country. So we're not going to be alone. Look forward for the next 50 years, and you will see Amway in different directions. Peace of mind is something you don't have to worry. It's a sense of significance. Wellness. What good does it for if you have a lot of money, but you don't have the health to live life? What good does it make? All these 3 things, 4 things, and 5 things available in Amway instantly when you do this business. Don't let anyone fool you about Amway business. You will know it by yourself. You are smart enough to understand everything. Lastly, I'll show you this video. The one I told you. It's something that for you leaders, you can imagine this will happen to your group. It happened in Thailand. I'm not different. I'm just like you. It will happen to you, but you need that belief. You need the concept. Because the concept lasts. The concept will be with you, no matter where are you. If you understand all this, this will happen. For new people who come here, try to take a look. Is this the life that you want? The life to be young forever. You like to play Ragnarok? You like to play Counter-Strike? Anybody play Counter-Strike before? Yeah, I'm a big fan of Counter-Strike. You want to do that without feeling guilty? How many of you play Winning 11? You can do that all the time. Nobody have to tell you what to do. Before, my mom always tell me, don't play too much games. Now, every time I go back to my mom's house, my mom's always prepare the PlayStation and Xbox. Because my mom want me to play and she want to see me play and happy. And that's going to be your life, all right? Let's see the picture together. All right. This is to give you the feeling of your visualization. That when you build your group, your friends say no, of course when they will say yes. And once you find one person to say yes with you and stay with you and you committed with them, you will find another one and you found 3. And once you found 3, 4 easier, 5 will be easier. And then you will have a group of young people and you can build a business. And that changes everything. But it takes your commitment and your belief to do this. And you will see the fruit of your hard work. Last thing I'm going to share with you with the closing video before we leave. Let's watch the video. Let's see how Amway changed our lives. How amazing Amway is. I look at that again and again. I feel thankful for Rich and Jay and all the Amway people around the world, sideline, upline, downlines, and the staff. This would never have happened to my life and my wife's life if it's not for Amway business. And when it happened to one person or one couple, it will change a lot of other lives. Think about how many lives we can change after we succeed in this business. So for husband and wife, let me tell you that for a husband, when you do the Amway business, your wife will be very happy. You know what girls love the most? Not guys. They love shoes and bags. And ladies love shoes and bags for different reasons. And when they do Amway, of course, they're going to have a lot of bags and shoes. And for ladies, your husband will love traveling so much. If you do the business, no matter you do it together or who do first, just start it. One of you, either one of you, start it first. And then your spouse will see what it is to do the Amway business. Life's so free. Let me share with us all together before we leave about our schedule. That this is a global citizenship that Amway offered us. I'm no longer a citizen of Thailand. I'm no longer a citizen of Malaysia because I'm not. But we all can become a citizen of the world. God give you the whole planet. We don't have to live in one country. We can be anywhere according to your will, as long as you have the will to go out and see. After this trip, we will go back to Bangkok and go to Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi for the Amway Rally in Vietnam. And after Vietnam, then we will go to Manila, Philippines. And after the Philippines, we come back to Thailand. Then we're going to have another trip to Beijing in November. And after November, December, we'll go to Japan. And after Japan, this is our business trip. And what else? And of course, if you skip October, we have a trip to Amway headquarters in Ada, Michigan. And also we plan to go to Grand Rapids as well. So we're going to be spending this schedule. In December, at the end, we will be in Boston building our group in the East Coast. And we come back to Los Angeles, then we come back to Thailand because we have a special leadership in Guilin, China. And after Guilin, China, then we have an Istanbul Diamond Forum in Thailand, or Istanbul in Turkey, but it's a Thailand Diamond Forum. Then we decided that in order to go to Istanbul, my wife and I love Iceland. We want to go to Reykjavik. This is the capital of Iceland, to see the Blue Lagoon and the volcanoes. And together with my downline diamonds, we're going there and we stop by Paris. And after Turkey, we come back to Thailand. We have the EDC trip to New York City. And this time, we will be staying first time in the Ritz-Carlton, which is a good thing that Amway prepare for us. And after New York, then we come back to Los Angeles to spend our time with our Hispanic group in the West Coast. Then we come back to Thailand, and then we have another trip, which is the Los Angeles and Las Vegas trip as ALS. And then after that, we have Vienna as the diamond trip, and Orlando, which is the platinum trip for Amway North America. And after North America, then after that, we have Scandinavian trip, which is the ALS for Amway Thailand, go to Norway, Russia, and Sweden, and all this. And many, many more. And I don't know. And I don't pay any money. Amway take care of us. You know why? I always ask, when Amway rewards us, we feel guilty. We didn't do that much. How come Amway gave us so much? And I know when I listened to Rich DeVos' speech, and he said one thing. You have to listen to this. He said, we know what you've been through. Amway knew what we've been through. Amway knew that we have to stand and look at people with a ridiculous smile in the corner of the mouth. And we stand that feeling because we understand the bigger truth. When you understand this truth, Amway rewards that with a lot of awards and rewards. And you will never regret that. And your son and your daughter in the next 10 years when they were born, and when they grow up, when they are your age now, they will say, thank you, Dad and Mom, for sacrificing the time and the money and the self, all kind of things to accomplish in this business. Because your children, they will never have to work again. They will become a full human being because of your life in the Amway business. Forget the past and the present. Focus on the future because that's where we're going to be living the rest of our life. See you in Founders Council. Thank you very much.
Amway, a big round of applause. Come on. Come on, Amway, a big round of applause once again for our guest speakers, Narus and Samon Sri Mahakapong. Yeah. Give that big hand. Okay, can we have, yes, another round of applause for both of them, please, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Kapun Kap, thank you very much. We'd like to invite right now up on stage our General Manager, Mr. Paul Yee, to present the both of them a token of appreciation right now up on stage for joining us and also for sharing with us up here for the past, I think, 1 hour or so. Give them another round of applause. Come on, Amway! Thank you so much. Thank you so much to both of them. Thank you so much to our guest speakers once again, ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Thailand. Mr. Paul Yee, please remain on stage, sir. Thank you very much. Was that empowering enough for you, Amway? I can't hear you. Was that empowering enough for you? If not empowering enough, I'll give you Bob's handphone number, yeah? Later you give him a call. No, I'm just kidding. A final round of applause. Come on, everybody.